Hi, my name is Bob and welcome to the homestead, y'all. Well, today I'm going to show you some really cool sawhorses that I bought at an estate sale. I just love these things. As you can see, they're huge. They're 8 feet long. You can make them even longer if you wanted. This is a 2x6. You could put a 2x10 in here to make them stronger. You could put a 2x12 in here. You could put a 10-foot piece or a 12-foot piece. But for now, I'm just going to leave these 8-footers in here. I do have some 10-foot 2x6s and some 10-foot 2x12s that I could use. But I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you these sawhorses. They're fully adjustable. You can see right here, this is where you can loosen them. This bolt goes through and there's a clamp. And I'll bring the camera closer and show you where you can clamp these. This pivots to where you could pivot it a little bit closer or a little bit further, depending on whether you have a shorter or longer 2x in here. Also on these ends, this is a clamp also. The little lever, it comes around to this other side, and like I said, I'll show you that. And then on each end, the height is adjustable. And we'll go ahead and adjust these all the way down. I'll show you how we do it, show you how low they can go and how tall they can go. But you could set just about anything on these. Here around the homestead, we're constantly building stuff. I'm using sawhorses all the time. And these were just the coolest sawhorses I've ever seen. They're built out of 1/4-inch angle iron. This is 1.5-inch angle iron. I can grab my tape measure and show you a few measurements, but it's a 1/4-inch thick. So it's going to be extremely strong. Actually, the steel is going to be a lot stronger than any wood you could put on here. I was measuring a minute ago the amount of threads left on these, on this one and on that one. There's 1 3/4 left. So you could actually put a 4x on these. So if you wanted to put a 4x4 or 4x6, something that's a lot stronger to hold a lot of weight, like say you were going to take the bed off a pickup truck and you wanted to set it on something, these would be the sawhorses that you could set it on. But I'll grab the camera, bring you a little closer, and we'll see what these things can do. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is how the 2x's clamp on here. Right here is one clamp. You can just loosen this handle up and that clamps it on, and here's another clamp. Now these things need oiled. I haven't oiled them. I haven't touched these sawhorses since I bought them. I hadn't had time, but you could just take a little rubber mallet, that pops out, and this thing even has little teeth in it here that grabs a hold. But you can see that's the clamp. It clamps onto your 2x, whether it's a 2x6, whether it's a 2x10, whatever you're trying to put in here. So you can see how easy this is to change the 2x6, 2x8, 2x10, 2x12, whatever you're going to put in there, or even a 4x. I'm going to try that just because of the amount of threads that are left. I think I can get a 4x in there in case I needed something stronger. But this works excellent just with these handles. I'm going to tighten them back up. And then to adjust the height, right down here they have a handle right here, and it's real handy. You can see this slot on this side. This pin pivots and comes in and out of that slot. So what we'll do is I'll get the camera and show it a little closer, and we'll raise this thing up. Alright, so to raise them up or down, just loosen the handle. You have to loosen it enough to get this little hook on the other end loose. But you just turn it, and this pin slides out. You can lower it, or we can raise it all the way up. So, what I'm going to do is, I'll put him in that slot, because it's a little bit tight on that bottom one. We'll go to the other side and raise it up, and we'll get a couple measurements here and see how tall this thing is. How high. I haven't added all the way up yet. And then of course that'll depend on whether you have a 2x6, 2x10, 2x12 on it. Okay, this one I'm going to show you from the other side. We'll loosen the handle up. Bump him in there a little. You have to be able to get that hook off that. Just like that. And we can slide it out. And put it all the way. Now you can see what I meant by if you go all the way to the bottom one, you can't get this hook on here real well because of that piece of angle. But this is pretty high. And just tighten it back up. Just like that. Okay. One last thing I wanted to show you. This little pin right here goes in the same slots that the hook does to hold it. So if we look right here on the bottom of this one, you can see how the pin goes in the bottom one, and then it hooks to that one. So that gives a good, secure, tight grip. Alright, this is the highest adjustment. Let's see what they're at here. 39 inches. So they go from 27 inches at its lowest point to 39 inches at its highest, and that's pretty high for a sawhorse. So I think these things are going to serve my purpose. I think that they're going to last for years to come. I think this winter I might go ahead and sandblast these off, give them a good coat of primer and paint, oil up all the threads real well, clean these handles up, and I know they'll last my lifetime and probably my kids' or grandkids' lifetime. You could always replace the 2x6 or 2x8, whatever you want to use on these. But the metal part, these things are going to be around for years to come. So if you see a set of these at a yard sale or at an auction or an estate sale, I would definitely recommend picking them up. I don't know how much weight they can hold, but I'm guessing they can hold. You could put a 2x12 on these no problem and hold some heavy stuff. So these are going to come in handy around the homestead. I'm constantly using sawhorses, so you'll probably see these in several of my videos coming up. I wish I would have had these when I was building the barn. They'd have been nice, but it'll be real nice if you're working on a piece of plywood. You could set a whole 8-foot piece of plywood up here, no problem, and cut it. I can just think of so many things that I can use these for. So if you have any questions or comments about these sawhorses, please leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.